Eubank made sure that he made a beeline for Nigel as well there.
It's theatre. It's theatre.
So whoever told Nigel that I was paid whatever sum of money, they lied to you. And in you actually spouting what they've told you makes you a liar. So expose who told you that lie in order to actually clean your...
Conor was going, son. But then I had the opportunity to go, then the big bounce come and chop my head off of me.
Chris Eubank Sr. steps toward Nigel Benn in the final press conference of Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, and the whole room shifts. The rematch feels different the instant Eubanker speaks. When he says, "I finished the race, and I kept the faith," it drops with a quiet, spiritual weight. His crown of righteousness line becomes a stark reminder of a legacy neither Benn can truly match.
Fight. I finished the race. I kept the faith. Now, there is in store for me the crown of righteousness. And the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day,
Wow.
that crown of righteousness.
Everything erupts the moment Chris Eubank Jr. fires a warning at Nigel Benn, and instantly Conor Benn unravels. That sudden shut-your-mouth outburst shows just how shaken he became the second his father's name surfaced. Eubank Jr. stays cold and steady while Conor spirals, proving once again the Benn camp collapses whenever the Eubanks turn up pressure in moments like these.
Shut your fucking mouth. Do you hear me?
No. Con.
Threaten my dad.
He couldn't. Conor
Hey, silly bollocks. Threaten my dad again. Watch what happens to you.
Yeah.
I'm not threatening him, I'm just...
Nigel Benn talking about a trilogy sounds almost laughable when you look at how Eubank Sr. and Jr. have controlled every moment. There's simply no world where Conor wins and forces another fight, and Nigel's scramble to convince people otherwise feels more like desperation than belief. Eubank Jr.'s skill and discipline make any talk of a trilogy meaningless, and it's already clear the Benns are on the back foot long before the rematch even begins.
If Conor wins on Saturday, you're topping the trilogy, aren't you?
He's going back down. That's his goal. That's his goal to be W.
So there's no trilogy in your eyes?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. I think after this fight there won't be a trilogy anyway. I honestly believe.
Watching Adam Smith break down the fight, it becomes clear why Eubanker still stands as the favorite. Conor may feel confident after going the distance last time, but Chris showed he can absorb everything, push through, and finish with force. The way he dug deep revealed his experience and unshakable mental strength. Benn's inactivity is impossible to ignore, and his endurance will once again be questioned. This is Chris Eubank Jr.'s fight to lose, and he walks into the rematch carrying all the momentum and control.
Slap before, we had Woody or wouldn't he with Chris Sr, and the night was incredible. It was a spectacle at Tottenham, but the best thing was it that the boys really bared their souls in there over 12 rounds. It was a fabulous fight, and I just hope they pick up where they left off in round 13. I think Conor will be more confident this time around. He's been the 12 rounds at middleweight. He'd had a lot of inactivity beforehand, and he's proved that he can go the distance with Chris Eubank Jr. But of course, Eubank got the win and got it by a decent margin because he gutted it out down the stretch. So Chris has got to be favourite.
Nigel is clearly trying to defend Conor, but all it really does is expose how far behind the Eubanks the Benns are mentally. Chris Eubank Jr.'s mindset is calm, locked in, and quietly ruthless, while Benn is still carrying the weight of that first defeat. The contrast couldn't be sharper, proving that experience and preparation always outshine hype. No matter what Nigel says, he can't hide the fact that Chris is fully in the zone, and the rematch will likely show once again that Benn simply can't match the composure of the Eubank camp.
You got to understand he had to deal with a lot of pressure. You know, what he was called, this and that. So, now you look at him now, he's in a completely different mindset, mate. Completely different. I'm so happy.
Chris Eubank Jr. is absolutely merciless here, and it's easy to see why the Benns are already backing up. He reminds Conor exactly what happened last time, and even mocks the excuses that followed. There's no attempt at intimidation from Chris, just pure confidence and calculated aggression. Ben's reactions come off emotional and frantic, while Eubank's steady composure shows he's not only physically prepared, but mentally miles ahead. And that calm, sharpened edge is exactly what Chris carries into this rematch.
Weird. I don't like it.
It really doesn't affect me personally. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do exactly what I did to you in April. I'm going to take your soul.
I was back in the gym on the Sunday. I was sweet.
Yeah, okay, so you
like a good sparring session.
your soul will be getting taken.
I was back in the gym on Sunday, ready to go again. While you were crying about your flipping tongue now. Don't come here with that, Chris.
The heart and determination Eddie talks about are admirable, but skill is where Eubank here has always held the real advantage. Conor showed courage, yes, but Chris controlled the fight from the inside out, and that ring intelligence makes him an even bigger threat this time around. You can see from Hearn's reaction that Ben fights with emotion, but he still can't match the technical mastery and calm precision Chris Eubank Jr. brings. That's why this rematch leans heavily toward the Eubank side.
I can't believe what I just witnessed. Two guys that probably let the skill go out the window and just showed heart, determination and a will to win beyond anything we've seen before. And Saturday night, you're going to get it all over.
Bello predicts a close fight, but all it really does is highlight how crucial composure is, something Eubank Jr. has in abundance. Conor might catch him with something sharp, but Chris's patience, timing, and ring IQ guarantee he'll absorb it, settle in, and fire back with perfection. Tony may be right about the possibility of knockdowns, but only someone as mentally raw as Conor Benn risks collapsing under that pressure, while Chris Eubank Jr. stays calm, precise, and firmly in control from start to finish.
Has him. Yeah. He's rocking. His legs go stiff. You just need the composure in that moment, and then you set it up, you attack the body, you get him to drop his hands again. The next heavy temple shot, chin shot, whatever, it's gonna rock and put him over. The ropes might keep him up. I believe we may see a knockdown Saturday, but ultimately, I think it'll be a really close fight.
Nigel Benn's words reveal the reckless aggression he and Conor carried into the first fight. Passion is admirable, but Chris Eubank Jr. thrives on controlled violence and pure ring intelligence. Nigel and Conor's emotional overload backfired against a fighter who knows exactly how to pace a battle and strike with perfect timing. That lack of control is why Eubank J took over the rounds that mattered most. And heading into the rematch, it's clear that composure, patience, and precision will always outshine raw emotion and old-school rage. The Benns can throw wild punches, but they still can't match Chris's discipline and strategic mastery.
Was rip his head off. And what did my son want to do? Rip his head off. So we went in there with a different outlook on the first fight. Both of us, we both went in there just throwing punches from South Africa, Germany, all over the place. No control.
I mean, you hated the man, didn't you?
Bringing Bombic into the corner is Chris Eubank Jr.'s bold statement of intent. This isn't just about raw talent. It's about meticulous preparation and calculated strategy. While the Benn camp leans on emotion and aggression, Chris is fine-tuning every detail, perfecting his game plan. Eddie Hearn's remarks make it clear just how serious this rematch is and why Eubank Jr. holds the mental and tactical advantage. This is no casual fight, and any slip from Benn could be disastrous. The edge belongs unmistakably to Chris, armed with the right team, skill, and mindset to command the rematch from bell to bell.
Brought in Beaumac, one of the best trainers in the world. What does that tell you?
What do you make of that?
Because he knows he's got to be better. If he's not better this time, he loses. And, he's taking it seriously, and so he should. The
press conference drama proves that the real fight often starts long before the bell, in emotions and posturing. Nigel and Chris Esser carry the weight of old rivalries, overshadowing the moment. But Chris Eubank Jr. has learned to channel that energy instead of letting it control him. Conor Benn reacts with raw emotion, while Chris stays calm, measured, and precise. That psychological edge is enormous. The Benns may flash fire, but the Eubanks radiate poise and tactical mastery. In a rematch, mental fortitude matters as much as punching power, and Chris is miles ahead in that game.
It's ahead. It looked like the two dads wanted it more than the sons. Yeah, and it's different. There was so much anger and hatred.
These words show why Chris Eubank Jr. isn't just a fighter. He's a complete competitor. His killer instinct and relentless drive give him the edge over Conor Benn, who too often leans on emotion instead of strategy. The way Chris handles pressure while staying locked in reflects an elite mindset few can match. This level of preparation and professionalism makes him not only difficult to beat, but nearly impossible to catch off guard. In the rematch, it will likely become clear that skill fused with willpower far outshines raw aggression and the impulsive tactics Benn might bring.
Believe in Chris's skill and his will that he has. You know, Chris always the one that he wants to win. He got that killer instinct. And once you got to get a fighter like that, it's easy.
Duke McKenzie's analysis hits the mark, highlighting the mental edge Chris Eubank Jr. brings into every fight. Benn may have talent, but he's already at a psychological disadvantage. Chris is sharp, experienced, and knows how to dictate rounds while exploiting weaknesses. Conor might feel confident, but history proves that when size, skill, and mental superiority combine, Chris holds a massive advantage. The rematch is set to replay the dynamic, and only a near miracle from Conor could make it competitive, while Chris stays composed, precise, and firmly in control.
You know what's going to happen?
Yeah. I'd be shocked if Eubank loses. I don't really see that happening. Again, he's fighting a career-best welterweight. He knows that. From a psychological perspective, when you know you've got a smaller guy in front of you, you kind of start 2 or 3 rounds up in your own mind. So, like I say, when you look at the fight, it wasn't close enough to warrant a win for Benn. He didn't.
Chris Eubank Jr. knows exactly what's at stake, and the first fight made it clear he holds the edge in both skill and composure. Conor may feel confident after moving up and going the distance, but Chris's preparation and mental clarity are in a league of their own. With a new trainer and the right adjustments, this rematch could be a defining moment in his career. While Benn leans on hope and emotion, Chris operates with calculated aggression and superior ring intelligence. The pressure is all on Benn, but Chris thrives under it, ready to dominate once more with precision, focus, and unshakable control.
And I think Eubank Jr., if he gets this win, and there's a new lease of life maybe under Beaumat, 2026, maybe finally he could become a world champion. But he's got to get past Conor Benn first, and Conor Benn, not just hungry for revenge, he believes he can win this because of what happened first time round, because he went 12 rounds at middleweight, up in class, after a long layoff. Some people fancy Benn.
Derek Casora's insight underscores Chris Eubank Jr.'s devastating efficiency in the ring. He never wastes energy on random punches. Every strike is calculated. Every combination lands with intent. Benn may try to brawl, but Chris's precision and timing turn every exchange into punishment. This is why experience and tactical intelligence always outweigh raw aggression. In the rematch, Eubank Jr.'s power and accuracy will force Conor to react emotionally, opening the door for mistakes. Every round will highlight Chris controlling the pace, exploiting openings, and keeping Benn on the back foot against his disciplined, relentless assault.
Chris murdered somebody, we will not find out, at least for about 20 years. Yeah, but if other people murder people, they don't like to brag about it. He don't brag.
Simon Jordan's frustration shows just how much distraction Benn is trying to create with noise and hype. But Chris Eubank Jr. remains untouched, fully focused on preparation and execution. While the Benn camp flails with narratives, Chris quietly commands the real battle through strategy, training, and unwavering mental strength. This rematch will once again prove that composure and clarity always outmatch emotion and spin. Chris's ability to stay calm under pressure lets him outbox Benn, capitalize on mistakes, and assert total dominance, while Conor gets tangled in his own reactions, chasing momentum that Chris refuses to hand over.
Particular fight now, because now it seems to be the conversation is between Eddie Hearn and Chris Eubank Jr. I thought he was fighting Conor Benn. I thought that was the interesting fight side of things, and I'm tired of this. Listen, you know, it was a good fight, and lots of people give it a lot of comment.
Bomik's words capture Chris Eubank Jr.'s unshakable confidence and mindset as he heads into the rematch. The first fight proved he can control the ring and bend Conor Benn to his will. With everyone expecting him to win, pressure becomes fuel instead of a burden, showing why mental strength matters as much as skill. Ben may cling to hope and reaction, but Chris moves with purpose and intelligence. Confidence, preparation, and precision make him almost unstoppable. And while the rematch will test Ben physically and mentally, Chris's mindset keeps him the favorite, calm, and ready to claim victory.
I've seen in previous fight what I had with him that, you know, I say it's the confidence level that he have going into this fight.
Of course, obviously going into this fight, Eubank thought like he had a point to prove, obviously with the legacy of the fight, and then now everyone expects him.
Tony Bellows' comment highlights the gap between perception and execution. Chris Eubank Jr. might be underestimated as a boxer, but his ring IQ, timing, and fight control far outstrip Conor Benn's raw talent. Conor may believe he holds a technical edge, yet Chris dismantles it with precision, punishing combinations, and mental dominance. The rematch will show that composure, strategy, and killer instinct always outweigh assumptions about skill. Chris stays calm, sharp, and relentless, and any attempt by Ben to overpower him emotionally will crumble against a fighter who knows the game inside and out.